The Arizona Cardinals beat the 49ers. What are you typing in here, Breach? In our rundown. 31-17, a humiliating loss that I have to own. And again, every time I think about this effing 49ers team, all I could think about is that I wanted to be on the Rams and Breach got on them and I got off the Rams and got on the 49ers and now they suck and Kyle Shanahan is coaching like a jabroni and they won't just play trade. I don't have any words for it, honestly. They just lost to Colt McCoy 31-17. The corpse, the rotting touchdown, NFL touchdown leading corpse of James Conner caught like 900 receiving yards against them today alone, scored 42 touchdowns, and they got obliterated by a team that was missing Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and Chase Edmonds. What are you doing, Kyle? An unlosable game.
You lost it.
I bet it with if they were plus. Oh, boy, holy fay. Sure, whatever. Rip Kyle Shanahan.
It wasn't even as close as that, was it, Breach?
Oh, I'm just going to sit over here and sip my little teacup. I'm the one. I said Shanahan should have been in the hot seat all year.
Me when you jumped on the Rams bandwagon. That's what screwed me. I hate
tricked you.
You tricked me, yeah.
I thought this was probably the worst loss. I mean, we can look at Jacksonville, Buffalo, and Dallas and Denver. I thought this was the worst loss today. I don't care if the Cardinals are 8-1. You're going up against freaking
But the Bills is worse because you lost 6-9
career wins. There is no reason you should have lost to a team quarterbacked by Colt McCoy, who didn't even have his best receiver, as you mentioned. DeAndre Hopkins not there, and it was just disaster.
AJ Green didn't play either, by the way.
AJ Green was on the COVID list, didn't play. I mean, Arizona.
AJ Green's the argument. The rotting corpse of AJ Green is the argument. He wasn't even good the last time he played with the Bengals, who lost to the Browns and gave up 40 points today.
I'm talking about the fact that Colt McCoy didn't have DeAndre Hopkins or AJ Green, so eventually you're knocking all the weapons down.
Oh, he missed!
The last refuge of a scoundrel.
Yeah. An absolute scoundrel. Look, go ahead, Breach. Sorry.
Jimmy Garoppolo got outplayed by Colt McCoy, and you have Kyle Shanahan after this game saying, "We're not
ran the ball 11 times.
We're not starting Trey Lance. We're not going to do it."
They ran the ball 11 times.
I will say this: Jimmy G had a terrible interception towards the end, but they were trying to push the ball down the field. Kittle had a terrible fumble.
Yep.
Ayuk had a terrible fumble.
Everything okay, Debo?
Debo fell down.
Debo's dead. Press the button under the little necklace, Debo.
Medic alert. Are you okay, Debo?
I'm alive. I thought I was muted. I was. Never mind.
I was from over there. I was concerned that he saw blood or something and he fainted, and then he's just laying there. We're making fun of him.
I mean, look, James Conner had 5 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown.
He's the MVP. What's his MVP odds?
No.
We
are ripping Kyle Shanahan here. And so let me finish ripping Kyle Shanahan.
Go ahead.
Let me point out that the 49ers were trailing 31-7. 31-7. How many points is that? You guys do the math? 24.
He punted. Humiliating.
No. He's trailing by 24 points. That is 3 scores. That is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion that you need 3 times. And this is in the third quarter, so you don't have a lot of time to score. They score a touchdown to cut the lead 31-13. At that point,
extra point,
you go for 2. But no, Kyle Shanahan doesn't go for 2 like any other coach in the world would have done. From Kiwi level football.
McCarthy might have gone for 2 there.
Mike McCarthy would have gone for 2. And so Shanahan kicks the extra point. So now you're still down 3 scores because you have to get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. At least if you get the 2, you mentally know you only need 2 scores. They didn't do it. So then, Brinson, now we're getting you were just talking about you're down 31-14, 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You have 4th and 13 from the Cardinals' 39-yard line. You do not punt in your opponent's territory when you are trailing 31-14. That is insanity, and certainly not inside your own opponent's 40-yard line.
I mean, it's 4th and 23. You don't punt. You go for it.
If you're crazy enough, I don't know if Robbie Gould couldn't hit a 56-yard field goal, but you needed 3 scores at that point. If you get the field goal, it's 31-17, which you need anyway. So it's not like that's out of the realm of possibility. The only option you don't do is punt, and that's what Shanahan did. It was just his second half coach, the whole game, just every decision he made was mind-boggling.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the Brandon Ayuk stuff from earlier in the season. I don't know what Brandon Ayuk did to piss off Kyle Shanahan.
Looked pretty good.
But he looked awesome today. This is the Brandon Ayuk from last year. That needed to happen coming out of the gates. The Trey Sermon stuff, he's in the doghouse. I don't get it. I think that there is. I'm curious to see what happens over the next few weeks because the 49ers are now 3-5. They are still in the playoff race, and they could very well go to the playoffs.
Sweet.
I mean, look,
Brinson, you sound like you're in a cult. They're not going to playoffs.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, we missed.
He's in a cult. That's all. That explains a lot. Okay.
I don't think they're going to the playoffs.
They keep saying it.
If you're,
I don't think a spaceship is coming to get us.
They're one game out of the 7th seed.
I see a path.
I see
a
path.
Sweet mercy alive. Stop it.
All I'm saying is that
no quarterback, no coach.
I think that the problem here,
no defense,
that could unfold if they keep losing, which we saw with Trip Baalke and Jim Harbaugh, and those two guys are a lot crazier than Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. We think. Is that there could be some infighting and blaming that starts getting slung around. And I'm curious to see how that plays out because a lot of the personnel moves in terms of acquisitions and like Trey Lance may end up being awesome. But the entire goal, as we understood it, was to get Trey Lance because you could win now because this roster was built to win now. And they ain't winning.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of it falls on the coach. As our buddy, is it Flyer 76? Is it Randy?
Yes, I'm Randy.
Randy, yes. Sorry, I didn't want to make sure I got it right.
Flyer 61.
Flyer 61. Brought up an old thread where he's like, "Can we revisit Brinson's top 5 coaching?" Like, obviously, you're not putting Kyle Shanahan in the top 5 right now. Now, does this scheme cook when he's
top
rolling?
10.
There we go. Randy's in here. Sorry, Randy. Randy Crenshaw. By
the way, one of my favorite roasts is roast Brinson.
Roast Brinson.
Something you get at the club.
All right. You know what? But enough about Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers.
Why?
Because freaking Cliff Kingsbury went out and won with Colt McCoy, James Conner, and Christian Kirk.
And joggers and shades. Nothing more disrespectful.
Joggers are incredible. Do you guys have joggers? They're incredible.
Yeah, that's all I wear. But I mean, I'm not a coach on the sidelines, and I don't wear shades as I go do the handshake at midfield like a clown.
Clown? He's incredibly handsome.
He's very. Kyle Shanahan's handsome as well, but Kyle Shanahan just got his brains beat in by this guy.
Yeah.
Like Doc Hollywood over there, and he has to face him and shake his hands.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, sorry, messed you up, Kyle. See you at the bar. Man, I'm gonna have some Pinot at the house."
I don't know if he talks like that, but he seems like he would.
No, Cliff just happens to be a devastatingly handsome gentleman.
Are the Cardinals making the playoffs?
I think the Cardinals might make the playoffs.
All right, what's next?
8-1 for the Arizona Cardinals, and frankly, they should rest Kyler Murray for as long as necessary.
It depends. Do you want the first seed or not? Because Tampa Bay's coming.
I want and need Kyler Murray healthy going into the postseason.
It was an ankle, right? Today.
Yeah. He's got, but he also, I mean, he has several ailments. I feel like, I mean, I'm not saying sit him forever and cough up. You're 8-1. You're going to the playoffs. You can't accidentally miss the playoffs at this point. They have the Panthers and at the Seahawks before their bye.
Shout out to Edgardo Soto, who's listening, who's watching.
Here's your validation. The Cardinals are the best team in the NFL right now. They just mollywopped the 49ers.
Mollywopped them.
Who did not even with Colt McCoy as your quarterback. If you're winning games with
DeAndre
Colt
Hopkins, and they lost Chase Edmonds immediately in the game. And by the way, you know who's freaking awesome and needs more run is Eno Benjamin. Eno Benjamin Stan Club here.
By the way, Benjamin did to Dre Kirkpatrick what Le'Veon Bell did to Dre Kirkpatrick when he steamrolled that poor fool.
Steamrolled. What's the essay on? Edgardo
Soto.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was curious what the essay's on. And maybe we could help if it's on.
It's on how Kyle Shanahan's not a genius.
If it's on losing the Jets, the breach has got you covered.
Oh,
we missed.
Yeah, get you some quotes from the expert.
So it's on how to win money against the spread. Brinson does not have you covered.
There it is.
I did very well on Saturday, though. But I control the dunk button, so.
All right, what's next, please?
Panthers and at Seahawks. I would guess Russ is back for that Week 11 game for the Cardinals. So. Worst case.
Kyler.
What I mean, Russ for the Seahawks.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be Geno versus, that would be something Colt.
Geno versus Colt McCoy. Oh my God.
Flex that to Sunday night.
Oh yeah. Shoot in my veins. I think worst case, even if Kyler doesn't play the next 2 weeks, they go 1-1. Panthers are terrible. Cardinals.
Does it seem like Kyler might be out that long?
No. I'm saying if you
I didn't know if they said something.
If you wanted to, you could sit Kyler for 2 weeks, get to the bye, you give him 3 weeks, then you're at Bears. You have to play the Rams again. Cowboys.
You still have the Lions on your schedule. You're good.
Yeah.
That gets you to 9. Then you just get to 10.
But I mean, you're thinking first seed. I'm saying be careful with Kyler because you can win a title with this team with Kyler.
They just won a game with Colt McCoy. They can win a title with anyone.
Correct. Exactly.